What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Goblin, and today I'm coming in with a Q&A video for you guys. I know that I haven't made one of these in a long-ass time, and I do apologize for that, but I'm finally back at it. And I also want to apologize for missing my uploads the past couple days. I've been super busy figuring stuff out, like I mentioned in the last video, but expect daily uploads to return very, very shortly. But anyways, drop a like if you enjoy. Don't forget to ask me more questions with the hashtag AskGoblin in the comment section below, as if you are new to the channel, you will notice that all the questions I answer in these Q&As always have the hashtag Ask Goblin in it. That's how I find the questions for these videos. I go to my comment section and, on the little creator dashboard thing on YouTube, you can search your comments by keywords, and I search hashtag Ask Goblin and then just read them all. So if you guys do enjoy this video, drop a like if you do, and let's dive into it. So, first question from Brandon Wireman, hashtag Ask Goblin, why don't you like Xanax at all anymore? Now, there's a couple reasons. First off, it just makes you feel like a fucking retard, and I mean like brain dead. I'm talking like the most mentally disabled kid would probably surpass you on the ACT or some sort of standardized test. Like, you are fucking zombified. I hate that feeling. I don't like being stupid, and also, it's addicting as shit. Like, I have a ton of friends who've had serious problems because of Xanax, and it's a drug that is not really viewed seriously enough, in my opinion. Everyone just views it as a party drug that's, like, so fun, but it's terribly fucking addicting. The withdrawals are, like, crippling, dude. It's fucked. So, Xanax is not something that I recommend to anybody. I fucking hate Xanax. Next question from David Alvarez, hashtag Ask Goblin, will you keep doing YouTube as one of your main things, or will you have to leave it one day? Well, I hope I can keep doing YouTube for a long-ass fucking time. I don't really know. No shit, I'm probably gonna have to quit one day, but who knows? Who fucking knows where this YouTube shit will take me? I hope that I keep it as one of my main things. It's been a pretty consistent part of my life for, like, 5 years, so I don't really see it going anywhere anytime soon, especially now, because I'm really starting to get my grind on, so I don't see it going anywhere. But, I hope that answers the question. I don't know, but I really don't see it going anywhere. Next question from ExpertFX, hashtag Ask Goblin. Have you ever had a near-death experience with drugs? If so, how close? Let me think about this for a second. I haven't had near-death as in, like, been in the hospital for it or anything, but, I've had a lot of situations with alcohol and other drugs where I, like, passed the fuck out, where I could have been close. I don't really know, but I'm still alive today. Like, there was one time when I was really fucking drunk, and I went home that night. I was sleeping over at a friend's house, and I was sleeping, and I was, like, choking in my sleep. Almost. Like, my friend was like, dude, you were, like, struggling to breathe. Like, I was, like, choking. Like, it wasn't snoring. Like, I was so fucking drunk. I, like, couldn't breathe in my sleep. It was fucked. So, like, I guess that's the closest. I don't really know. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head right now, but that's probably the closest that I could think of. Next question from David Corral, hashtag Ask Goblin. What was your favorite trip and what was it? New sub, so I don't know if you answered this question. I don't know if I've answered this question either. I probably have, but my favorite trip, let's think. Well, fuck, that's kind of a hard question, because I feel like every trip I have is equally as good and lit and insightful, just in different ways each time. But I'd say probably my favorite trip, this is such a difficult question, because, like, I genuinely enjoy pretty much every trip I have when it comes to acid, but I'd say probably my favorite one of all would probably honestly be my first trip, just because it was such a new thing, and, like, it was so fun. Like, I was at my friend's house. He had open crib, no parents the whole weekend, and we had our computers over. We were playing League, watching movies, like, just kicking it. We had the perfect setup for tripping. Like, it was perfect. We had food, we had drinks, we had everything you can imagine. So, and it was also just such, like, a new experience. Like, I didn't know what I was expecting going into it, and it was like a fucking roller coaster. So, I guess I would say my first trip. Probably. Fuck, dude. I fuck up this guy's name every time. I don't know how many questions have I answered from this guy, but I fuck him up every time. Fuck this shit, dude. Hashtag Ask Goblin. Have you ever smoked with or bought from, like, a random tramp or something when times get desperate? If not, what's your view on this? Is there really much laced weed out there? Now, okay, this is kind of a two-part question. So have I ever smoked with or bought from, like, a random person? Yes, I have. I've bought from a random person. I haven't smoked with a random person. I've smoked with people I don't know, but I haven't just driven by someone and pulled over and just been like, hey, you trying to blow dope? Well, actually, wait, yes, I have. No, wait. Okay, all right, this is about to be interesting. All right, so I bought from this random guy one time. We were outside of my friend's house, and there was this dude who was all tattooed up, and we were parked in front of his house because I didn't know which house it was. I was the driver at the time, and this dude walks up to the window, and he's like, hey, y'all waiting for something? He was all tatted up. I could see he was like this thin white dude who looked like he was in his early 20s, and his name was Kevin, and I never saw this dude again after I bought this weed off him, but he's like, oh shit, well, y'all smoke? Because the car reeked. Like, after he came up, asked what we were doing. I was like, oh, nothing, just waiting for a friend. He's like, shit, y'all smoke? I was like, yeah. He's like, you need some weed? I was like, shit, yeah, actually, let me get a 10. He's like, all right. So he hands me this little folded up piece of paper. I throw him the 10. I mean, I didn't know if he was going to finesse me or not, but I didn't really care. It was just a 10 sack. So I opened it. It was some good weed. Like, it was some genuinely good weed. We smoked it. It was good. So, I mean, it turned out pretty well. It's the only time I've ever done that, though. That was complete coincidence. And I've smoked with a random person. We didn't, like, have a sesh together, but one time I was pulled up at this stoplight, and I was with a couple of my friends, and the girl who was sitting next to me, she pointed at the car that was next to us to the left, because I was in the right lane, and she was like, they're smoking a blunt. And I was like about to smoke. Like, we had a blunt rolled up, but we didn't spark it yet because we weren't going to smoke in the car. So I rolled out my window, and the dude's in shotgun, and I assumed it was his girlfriend driving. I don't really know because they looked around the same age, but they didn't look alike. So I assumed it was his girl, but who knows? But either way, I rolled down the window, and I was like, hey, you should let me get a hit of that. And he was like, all right. So he passes it to me while we're at the red light, like across from each other in traffic, and I hit it like twice and then pass it back to him, and like that's really the closest I've ever come to smoking with like a random ass motherfucker. And I was like, hey, thanks, dude. He was like, no problem, and it was a pretty good fucking time. I don't know. I mean, it was awesome. And is there really much laced weed out there? The last part of this question. I've never encountered laced weed. I know that people do lace weed. I've heard a bunch of stories about it. I knew this one person who laced weed with crack, and that's how he got people to come back. He would just get them super fucked up. I knew one dude who would lace weed with Xans, because barred out is kind of like, if you're new to smoking, you don't know what the high feeling is yet. So if you get barred out, that's going to be fucking crazy, and you're going to come back and buy more. But it's not very common. Like, I mean, if you go to a consistent dealer, you're not going to get lace weed. Like, lace weed is kind of a poor investment if you really think about it. You're just wasting more drugs when you could just, excuse me, I just like had a hiccup. You could just sell normal weed and profit instead of lacing it and having to put more money and time into it. So yeah, that's that question. Next question from what? FV chairing BKs. Hashtag Ask Goblin, how do you stay calm when you do drugs and rarely panic? Well, I mean, honestly, it's all about experience and personality as well. Like, for example, if you're someone who has anxiety, or you're really like, you're just really nervous about things often, you know, weed may not be for you. But for me, I've always been a really calm person, like just naturally, who doesn't really like care or like give a fuck. I'm just a really, really calm guy. So like, you know, drugs don't really like, I don't panic. Like, I get high, like I get really fucked up, like something's new to me, like maybe I don't like a high. I don't panic. I know it's going to be over. I know I'm, you know, going to live through it and not fucking die, and it's going to end eventually. So I just chill out and try to enjoy the ride. That's how I view every time I do a drug. You know, I just fucking need my desk. But anyways, you just kind of chill out and enjoy the ride, I guess. I mean, that's really how I manage to stay calm. And the final question from Curtis Stryker, hashtag Ask Goblin, do you have any black friends? Well, I mean, I live in Chicago, and I mean, if this gives you, you know, this is just going to be my answer. Most of my friends call me white boy. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's your answer. You can take that how you want. But either way, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Drop a like if you did, and ask me more questions using the hashtag AskGoblin in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.